two, mzwa, two. Check, 1, 2, 1.
Good morning, all. Welcome back to the Commission this Monday morning. We are ready to start the day's proceedings. Please make sure that your phones are off. Thank you.
Just want to make sure my phone is off. Good morning, Mr. Shaskalsin.
Morning, Chair.
Welcome back and good morning, Mr. Ngwato.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Sergeant Kosi.
Good morning, my honorable commissioners. Good morning.
Let's hope it ends today. Eh?
I'm praying for that to end today.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Chair. I'm also praying it ends today, Sergeant.
Please.
No disrespect intended. Sergeant, I want to start today by taking you to a handwritten statement that you gave to the police officers who raided your house in October. And that statement starts on file 3 of the recent statements, of the recent files, and it is at page 1335.
That is at page 1335.
1335.
1135. 1135.
1335.
13.
Do you have the statement, Sergeant?
That's correct.
And
You can just wait. Yeah, I need to get there. Thank you.
And maybe if we can start at page 1342, can you confirm that it's your signature at the end of the statement on 1342?
Yes, I confirm.
And can you tell the Commission the circumstances in which you wrote this statement? Oh, sorry, and is the handwriting your own?
That's correct.
And can you explain to the Commission the circumstances in which you wrote this statement?
Uthi ungachaza isimo ngaphansi kwaso uma uzobhala leso statement.
Bengisesimeni esi-right.
Khulumela phezulu Nkosi.
Bengisesimeni esi-right.
I was in a normal condition.
I don't think that's the question, Sergeant. I think the question is, how did you, or rather, what led you to write the statement? I hope I'm understanding correctly, Mr. Shaskasi.
Ukuthi kuze kanjani ukuze ubhale leso statement.
Ngamane ngasibhala.
I just wrote it.
We were not given your name. Apologies. Please, give me your name.
Good morning, Chairperson and Commissioners. My name is Ephraim. The surname is Seritsane, Seritsane.
Seritsane.
Seritsane,
Seritsane.
That's what I said.
Yeah, Mr. Seritsane.
Yes.
We have an arrangement with Sergeant Kosi that some questions are not difficult at all to understand, and that when he feels that he wants a question interpreted, he will indicate to you. So otherwise, he simply responds to all the questions directly without your intervention.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. But please, he had already responded to the last one. You think so? Oh, can you please repeat the question, Mr. Shaskasi?
Well, the original question was, can you explain the circumstances in which you wrote this affidavit? But the chair's follow-up question was more along the lines of what I was really wanting to ask, which is, how did it come about that you wrote this statement? Why did you write this statement?
Umbuzo uthi kuze kanjani ukuze ubhale leso statement.
Ngavela ngasibhala.
I just wrote the statement.
Were you invited to write the statement by the police officers who had raided your home?
No.
And was it written on the day that they raided your home?
That's correct.
And did you give it freely and voluntarily to them?
Can you repeat that?
Did you give it to them?
That's correct.
And you did that freely and voluntarily?
That's correct.
Why did you give it to them?
I just gave it to them.
Can I try this? Sergeant Nkosi, what led to you making this statement or this affidavit? That is really the question you are being asked. What led to you writing this affidavit?
Okay. It's because of during my raid, they asked me if I had...
The date? What's the date of your raid?
I think it was the 8th of October.
8 October 20?
25.
Yes. So during your raid, continue from there?
During the raid, they asked me whether if Mr. Matala's Luxor card was in my possession. And then I explained to them that it was not. So I felt like I must write the statement with that effect.
So you were not asked to write the statement, you volunteered it?
Obviously, I needed to put that down.
Yes.
I can't say I volunteered. As I'm asked, I need to put that down. I was asked to write it.
And so card, just remind us, that's the FNB bank card belonging to Mr. Matlala that you said was found in a speedboat.
That's correct.
Yes. Mr. Chaskals.
Sergeant, your statement does deal with the Luxo card. It also deals with a series of other issues. Can I ask you to read the statement into the record?
would start there in paragraph number 3, or should I start from the paragraph 1 and 2 because of his initially my surname and...
You can start at 3. 3 is where the statement proper begins. You've just identified yourself in 1 and 2.
Pardon?
I'm happy for you to start at 3 because 1 and 2 are just for identifying yourself.
I confirm that I work with General Sibia in the head office. He sometimes tasks me to attend the complaints of dockets that they got against the police, and further tasked me on the job that he got from Parliament, the police minister. But by then it was the minister Pegicele. I was deployed to Musina area during the year 2022, month of September, where there was a community in Bizo that was attended by National Commissioner, General Fandima Semola and Minister Pegicele, together with General Sibia. During the said deployed, 3 suspects were arrested at Musina, as per Musina Case 210 of 9/2022 and Musina Case 203 of 9/2022. It was a cash in transit charge and the possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition. I then became closer with General Sibia as I was a hard-working person, and I confirmed the matter is currently in High Court, pending for trial, and the accused persons are still in custody. During the month of 2024, around January, while I was in the office of General Sibia, I was told by him that he wants me to go and collect someone from downstairs in the security area. The said person was the complainant according to him. He did not say what was the complaint about. I then went there. On my arrival, I found that it was someone I knew as Mr. Ket Matala, known to me as a businessman in the security industry, and he also ran some few hospital projects according to me. I know Mr. Matala, Ket in bracket, as he used to bike long ago, and I'm still biking, and also know him as he was the main security guard to the late Mr. Jotamam Sibi, known as Mswazi. The last time I saw him before 2024, it was when Mr. Msibi was still alive. Then I saw him again on the day mentioned before above. He then took my numbers again because he told me that he misplaced them. I then passed him with my numbers as I still had his own number, even though I never contacted him or he contacted me. I further taken him to General Sibia's office, where I left him at his office. But before that, General Sibia told Ket in my presence that if he can't get hold of him on his cell phone, he might be busy on the state meeting. So Mr. Matala must phone me and would pass the message to him. I then agreed to that, as I did not see any problem, as I know him, referring to Ket as a businessman. I confirmed that time, and again, Ket will phone me or write a message looking for General Sibia, or General Sibia will call me with his phone number looking for Ket. Thinking that I might have seen or heard from him time to time. When General Sibia and Mr. Ket meet, I would not be present, but hear from General Sibia that he was with Cat somewhere that I don't know. Most of the time, Mr. Cat, sometimes when he's looking for General Sibia, he will tell me that I must be loyal in my work because he can make things happen for me in terms of getting me promoted to the higher rank, as he got the National Commissioner, Mr. Fanima Semula, and the Deputy National Commissioner, Shadrach Sibia. He further told me that he has won a hospital tender, so that will make him come more often to the office to check everything is okay in terms of the company compliance. During December 2024, General Sibia called me to tell me that I must come see him in his office. On my arrival, he told me that I must make a meeting with the General Ntantlam Konazi of the KZN. He told me that he is worried that him and General Mkonazi are not getting along, and this has been happening for a long time. And even Minister Kele knew about it, and he did not do nothing to solve the problem until he went on pension. He further told me that the National Commissioner tried to solve, but with no luck. I then contacted Lieutenant General Mkonazi to meet him, and he told me that he does not fight with General Sibia, but General Sibia must be the one telling me what is his problem, and further told me that there was an investigation on particular people, but General Sibia's name keep on coming out. So that might be the reason he keeps on wanting to make peace of the meeting with him, now is General Mkonazi. I then went back to the office to give feedback to General Sibia. I confirmed that I met with General Mkonazi more than once. The reason was I was sent by General Sibia to try to make peace. The reason he tasked me is to that because we talked a lot together with General Mkonazi on the phone, but we just talked on general or normal things. I am not sure if it was December or January 2024 or 2025, I was asked by Stembiso Msibi, the son of Jotamu Msibi, to go and collect the jet ski, a scooter dam from Mr. Ket Matala. I then went there somewhere in Limpopo. As he said, jet ski belonged to his late father, Mr. Mswazi. On my arrival, I found him when I got there. That is Mr. Matala. Then I took it away, but later on that week, he phoned me telling me he is looking for the card and a driver's license that he left in the dash of a jet ski by the time he called me. I was busy. I could not take it to him or let him come to the office as I was not there. He then never called me again on that day. I think after 3 minutes, he called me again telling me that he needs a card agent as he was going to meet with the Deputy President Paul Mashatile. Then he met, and then he will meet General Sibia after that. I then took pictures of the said card. It was black in color, then I sent it to his phone. That was the last time I spoke to him on the phone. During the same 2025 or 2024, he called me and told me he lost his cell phone and I must send him numbers of General Shibiri, General Sinona, General Sibia. Then I did send him such numbers without suspecting anything because I know him as a legit businessman, and he confirmed that he won the tender with subs. So I must communicate with everyone. Okay, he must communicate with everyone on the management side. I confirmed that I did not know Mr. Matlala as a criminal. I just know him as a businessman. I was surprised when I received a call from Mr. Likukela Mpo. He was with his friend, Mr. Abi Dikale, whom they told me that there was a kidnapping that occurred where a child was taken and his mother. I then proceeded to the scene. Then I have interviewed the victim, Mr. Abi, whom he told me that he suspects Mr. Matlala, but he did not want to make a statement. I immediately contacted Lieutenant General Sibia to inform him on what has happened. Then General Sibia told me he was in Cape Town, but will set up a team to investigate the matter. Indeed, the team was tasked. Then head of investigation was Brigadier Ramangwa. Then the operation was conducted and at Atteridgeville, but the victims were not found. So from that time, the team was busy with the said investigation. When they told me, as I was not part of it, they said it was at advanced stage and arrests are imminent. That is all I can say.
And now, Sergeant, are there any parts of the statement that are not correct that you would want to disavow or correct?
I can't be sure of that, but by the time I was writing this statement, this is what I remembered.
So, and the statement was written on 8 October last year?
That's correct. And it might happen that maybe I might have omitted some important things, but not deliberately because of I was lying, or maybe I wanted to shift something. No, it was maybe an honest mistake if I've omitted.
But as you read it now, is there anything that you would want to add or to correct before I start questioning you about specific details in the statement?
As I just said now, I might add, as you question me, that maybe what was the reason I did not add, or maybe I might not have remembered it.
But as you read it through, there was nothing that you said, and I think I've got this wrong, I got this wrong at the time, that's clearly not what happened. There's nothing that leaps out to you as clearly wrong.
I still stand about what I just said now, that as maybe it goes, I will revert back to the statement and say, no, this I might have omitted, this is what happened.
Well, I mean, if there is anything that is clearly wrong, I'd like you to identify that now before I start asking you specific questions. It's just so that I know what your understanding of the truth
close it as fully so that I must not be seen as someone who's not truthful to the commission.
Sergeant Gosi, I hope that this will not come out negative, but the second last response you gave sounds like you are hedging, so to speak, hedging your bets, as it were, because you say as we go on, then I may revisit certain parts of the statement. It sounds to me as though you are basically saying if you are asked a question that you may feel puts you in a difficult position, you will then say, actually, what I said in paragraph 9 of the statement is not accurate. And you will only say that upon being faced with a certain situation arising from a question. Am I correct or am I wrong to understand your response to that second last question?
Thank you, Commissioner. I don't know if maybe I would be answering correctly. I'm saying I don't want to say some statements that I wrote here or words are incorrect or are false. I say at that time they were correct. I might have maybe omitted something that I was supposed to write and I did not write it. But for me not to write it, it does not necessarily mean it's a lie or I'm changing a statement. It would be in addition to that what I've wrote here.
Okay, you are talking about things that you may not have written. Let's focus on those that you have actually written.
Yes.
As you read the statement this morning, did you think, paragraph 8 is not conveying the, I'm just giving 8 as an example.
Yes.
Paragraph 8 is not conveying what actually happened? Or did you, as you read the statement, take the view that everything I have read is actually accurate? I don't like what appears to be sitting on the fence, and you'll then follow
wherever it suits
wherever it suits you. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. As you read the statement, were you of the view that everything you say there is accurate?
Yes, according to my understanding, I might be subjected to be correction in terms of the dates. And, you know, I'm not good with dates.
But let's leave out the dates, yes. I also wouldn't remember when certain things that happened in 2022, 23, even 25.
Yes, correct.
I would not remember the dates on which they happened. So perhaps let's leave that out. But in terms of content and substance, as you read, you did not see anything that does not reflect what actually happened correctly, or what you said, or what exchanges you were involved in inaccurately. Everything, according to you, as you read, was accurate.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Shaskelson.
Can I just get clarity on a couple of issues in this statement? The first is at page 1340. And this is it's in relation to the Luxor card. So paragraph 20 in the preceding page, you say that you've been called by Mr. Matlala about the card. And then 21, you say, at the time he called me, I was busy, so I could not take it to him or let him come to the office as I was not there. And then 22, he never called me again that day. I think after 3 minutes, he called me again, telling me that he needs the card again, urgent, as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile, brackets Paul, then meet General Sabia after that. I then took pictures of the said card. It was black in color, then sent it to his phone. That was the last time I spoke to him. Can you just clarify what's going on in paragraph 22? You say he didn't call me again that day, but then you say after 3 minutes he called you telling him he needed the card urgently as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile and then meet General Sabia. Can you just explain, did he call you again that day?
Okay.
Was the call about General Sabia and Deputy President Mashatile that day?
Okay. If I understood you correctly, you're asking if was the call about the card or the call about Deputy President Mashatile and Sabia, if I'm not mistaken, is how I heard you.
Well, the first question is, was the call on the same day he had called you about the card? So let's maybe answer that first, and then we can get to the second question.
Okay. Maybe to rectify the statement, I might have made a mistake when I say he called me. I called him when I found the card. That is rectification number one. And then this call that he made, it was a call now after I informed him that I found the card. So now, the reason that he called me on this particular day is because he wanted to use that card. And then he further stated that he was going to meet with General Sabia and Paul Mashatile.
I mean, we'll come back to who called whom, but what your written statement says is he needs the card urgent as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile and General Sabia. Was your understanding that he needed the card in relation to his meeting with the Deputy President and General Sabia?
I would not want to be on his mind at that particular time. I thought he wanted that card because of it belonged to him, but I did not see the picture of how he's going to use his card.
But what you said was he needs the car urgently, or urgent, as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile and then meet General Sabia after that. How did you understand the relationship between his urgent need for the card and the fact that he was going to meet the Deputy President and then General Sabia? I mean, you're the one who's linked those two.
I'm the one who's what?
Your statement links those two. It says he needs the card urgently as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile and then meet General Sabia after that. So I want to understand, why was the urgency related to the meetings with the Deputy President and General Sabia?
I would not know why that he needs the card, because he's going to meet the Deputy President and General Sabia. My understanding at the time, he wanted his card, and it was in my possession.
But was he the one who said to you, I need this card urgently as I'm going to meet Deputy President Mashatile and then General Sabia after that?
That's
were those his words?
That's his words.
Then you say you called him, not he called you. That's an error in the statement. But if we look at the statement, it's not consistent with that being an error. Let's start at paragraph 20 at 1339. You say, on my arrival, that's at Mr. Matlala's farm, I was found by him at the gate. Then I took the jet ski away. But later on that week, he phoned me telling me he is looking for the card and driver's license that he left in the dash of the jet ski. So you're saying he didn't call you, you called him. Had you found a driver's license in the jet ski?
That's correct.
But you haven't previously mentioned finding a driver's license in the jet ski in any of your other statements or your testimony here.
I didn't mention it because I never thought it was important, or maybe it was an error, because now the main thing was a looks or card. But not that I did not mention the bank, the driver's license, because of it wasn't there.
If we go to your next paragraph, paragraph 21, you say, by the time he called me, I was busy, so I could not take it to him or let him come to the office as I was not there. Now, you're saying when he called you about the bank card and driver's license, you were busy, so you couldn't take it to him or let him come to the office as you were not there. But if you called him, why would you call him when you were busy? Surely you would call him when you were not busy.
Remember, there were various calls. When I found the card, when now he's making a follow-up about the card. And then even if I was busy, I knew that he wanted to come and collect the card. I would have phoned him.
But you'll recall when we dealt with the topic of the card last week, your testimony was that when you found the card, and when you found the card, you were at Hartbeespoort.
That's correct.
And is that what you were referring to in paragraph 21 when you said, I was busy, so I couldn't take it to him?
Sergeant Kosi?
Oh, I still maybe, I thought he was still
No,
talking.
that was the end of my question. Is that what you were referring to in paragraph 21 when you say I was busy, so I couldn't take it to him?
So you're saying I was referring to my play in Hartbeespoort Dam?
Yes, were you busy at Hartbeespoort Dam when this call happened?
No, I can't remember where I was busy with.
But in the statement, this is the call where you are alerted to the fact that he has, that the card is in the jet ski. Was there not a call of that nature from Hartbeespoort Dam?
Okay. Maybe to clarify, he did not want that card on the very same day when I phoned him that I found the card.
When did he want it?
After I've alerted him, I can't remember when, but it's somewhere here that when he phoned.
Because you see, there was certainly a point at which he wanted the card urgently, because you mentioned that in paragraph 22, where you say, I think after 3 minutes he called me again, telling me he needs the car urgent as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatila and then meet General Sabia after that. So when did the urgency arrive on his side?
I would not know.
Well, if we read on, so you've just recorded his conversation with you. He called me again telling me he needs the card urgently as he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatila and then meet General Sabia after that. I then took pictures of the said card. It was black in color, then sent to his phone. So are you saying there that the pictures that you took were on immediately after being told by him that he needs the card urgently? Is that what you're saying, or is it possible that there was a gap between those two stages of the process?
Interpreter?
Let me start again so that you can interpret as I go along. If we read paragraph 22, you say, he called me again telling me that he needs the card urgent.
Paragraph 32, we work for Nela 40.
22.
22. Ekutshela ukuthi ke ufuna ikhadi ngokusheshsha ama-agent.
As he was going to meet Deputy President Mashatile, then meet General Sabia after that.
Njengoba eyohlangana no Deputy President Mashatile and emva kwaloko eyohlangana no General Sabia.
I then took pictures of the said card. It was black in color, then sent to his phone.
Wabusuthwebula ikhadi leyo wathatha ifoto yakhona imnyama ngombala wabusuyithumela kuye.
Now, are we to understand that it was immediately after he told you that he needed the card urgently that you took the pictures of the card and sent them to his phone?
Uthi kusemva ukuthi akufonele athi udinga ikhadi njengoba uthatha isithombe umthumela yona.
Was it immediately after? Was it immediately after he told you that he needed the card urgently that you sent those pictures?
Kuthi kusemveni ukuthi akufonele akutshela ukuthi udinga ikhadi njengoba wena sowuthatha ifoto yakhona umthumela yona use ngaleso sikhathi nje.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Because then we can date this conversation, because we know that you sent him the pictures of the card on the 23rd of December. Sorry, interpreter, can you interpret and then I'll go on? So then we can date this conversation with him, because we know that you sent the pictures of the card on 23 December 2024.
I didn't get the first word.
So date, we can date this conversation.
Uthi bangadata leyo information opane ngayo yekhadi noma inkulumo le yenu enaba nayo ngaleso sikhathi. Missing.
think maybe what you are trying to say is because we have the WhatsApps and we know from the WhatsApps when he sent the photo to Mr. Matlala, we can get the date from there.
Yes. Commissioner, that is what I'm trying to say.
Like the first part where you said we can date the photo was not very clear. So maybe what you mean by we can date, you can refer to the WhatsApps, then it can make more sense.
Well, the WhatsApp show that you sent this card, the picture of the card, on the 23rd of December, 2024.
WhatsApp yakho kuyakhombisa ukuthi ke uthumele ifoto leyo yekhati nge-23 zaka December kuye.
Ngiyavuma.
I agree.
So if that was immediately after the conversation where Mr. Matlala said he needed the card urgently because he was going to see Deputy President Mashatile and General Sabia, we know that conversation would have happened on the 23rd of December as well.
Ukuthi ke leyo nkulumo owaba nayo uMatlala ukuthi actually udinga ikhati ngokuthi uyohlangana no Deputy President Mashatile emva kwaloko ayohlangana nayo General Sabia. Singathatha ukuthi ke leyo nkulumo yayenzakala ngaleyo langa le 23 zaka December.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Why didn't you mention this call from Mr. Matlala where he mentioned his urgent need for the card as he was going to see Deputy President Mashatile and General Sabia in your statement or in your evidence up to now?
Uthiwa kungani ungachazanga lokho ukuthi ke kule nkulumo ukuthi ke wayedinga ikhati ngokusheshsha ukuthi uyohlangana naye uDeputy President Mashatile kanye noGeneral Sabia uma uthula ubufakazi bakho.
Kukhona lapho ngiyibhale khona kule evidence engiyisubmitile ngaphambi kweCommission, hayi kule statement.
It is mentioned somewhere in a statement that I've submitted to the Commission.
We can go to that statement. It's in the statement file. And you deal with the card starting at the bottom of page 1, paragraph 5. And that runs through to page 2, paragraph 7. But there's no mention of a conversation about Mr. Matlala going off or needing the card urgently because he's going off to meet the Deputy President.
Ngiyayibona?
Sorry? Can you?
Ngiyayibona.
I can see it.
So my question is, why did you not mention this?
Kungabe kuyi-human error,
It could be a human error.
kodwa ngisaphinda ngithi lokho engikubhale la iloko ngakuzwa ngoMr. Matlala leso sikhathi.
I can say that what I have stated there, that is what I heard from Mr. Matlala at that time.
Eish, interpreter, I think another problem again here.
Maybe if you repeat your answer and we can interpret it again.
Phinda umbuzo. Phendula impendulo.
Kungabe ngingakubhalanga mangibhala lokho engikubhale lapha, kodwa engisaphinda namanje ngithi lokho engikubhale nalapha yiloko kwenzeka leso sikhathi okwakukushiwo Mr. Matlala.
I can say what is not on the statement And what is on the statement is what I heard from Mr. Matlala at that time.
When you say loku engibhale lapha, ukhuluma nge-statement leso sibhale ngesandla.
Kunjalo.
So that's what it refers to the statement that I've written, handwritten.
Commissioners, I think maybe my interpreter can listen clearly to Mr. Charleson when he refers to the message to me, then it's clear. When I take back the message to him again, because I feel that maybe he's misinterpreting me.
Yeah, please render your answer again. And when you talk about what you've written, so to be sure of the distinction you are drawing, please explain your statements with reference to the one that is handwritten and the one that is typed. And then your answer will be clearer, and I hope that Ms. Siritsane will then be in a position to convey your answer better. Do you want to give your answer again? Or do you want the question to be repeated for you to answer again?
Yeah, I think it will be fair on my side too. Yes.
Get the question again.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Shaskalsi.
The question is why in the typewritten statement that was the only statement you submitted to the Commission, did you not mention the fact that Mr. Matlala had said he needed the card urgently because he was going to meet with the Deputy President?
Kuthiwa kule statement esibhalwe ngesandla.
No, the typed statement. Reference by Mr. Shaskalsin is to the typed statement.
Sorry, Mr. Chairperson.
Well, let's start. The typed statement is the only statement you submitted to the Commission. Is that correct?
With a statement esithayipiwe yiso kuphela osubmite ku commission. Kunjalo.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Now, why in that typed statement did you not mention that Mr. Matlala said to you he needed the card urgently as he was going to see the Deputy President?
Manje kuleso statement esithayipiwe kungani kungabhalanga ukuthi ke uMr. Matlala wayedinga ikhadi ngokusheshsha ukuthi uyohlangana no Deputy President Mashatile kanye no General Spear emva kwalokho.
Kungabe kube impazamo embhalweni or ekubhalweni kuyi-type statement ngakubalanga lokho.
It could be a mistake on a statement or when the statement is written that I omitted that.
Futhi ke engikubhale kule statement engibhale ngaso ngesandla akusho ukuthi siyamanga ngoba lokho angikufakanga la.
And again, on the handwritten statement, doesn't mean that it's a lie because I didn't mention that on this statement,
On the type statement.
on the type statement.
So what's in the handwritten statement in this regard is true.
Futhi okusestatementini esibhalwe ngesandla kuyiqiniso.
Ukuya ngale paragraph.
Just the statement that Mr. Matlala told you he needed the card urgently as he was going to meet the Deputy President.
Kuthi kule nkulumo yokuthi uMnumzane Matlala ufuna ikhadi ngokuthi uyohlangana no Deputy President.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Now, why would you forget to mention something like that in your statement to the Commission?
Kungani ukhohlwe lokho ukufaka kule statement osubmitile ku commission?
Uma nomunye umuntu awayenza amaphutha kungabe ngikhohliwe ngaleso sikhathi maybe ngokufake ngenhliziyo kanti ngokumbhalo ngokufakanga.
Everybody can make a mistake in writing, and maybe I thought I have written it just by where I was thinking, and I did not put it in.
It wasn't just in the statement, it was also when I questioned you in relation to the card and your conversations with Mr. Matlala relating to the card in the hearing. You didn't mention it there either. Is there a reason?
Akusinje estatementini lese noma estatementini kungekho unangale nkathi ubuzwa imibuzo azange uzo ukusho lokho kokuthi ke umnumzana Matlala wayefuna ikhati njengoba ayohlangana nayo deputy president. I'm still standing on my answer.
You answer that it is the truth, but you just made a mistake in not mentioning it.
Amazwi akho ukuthi kuyiqiniso kodwa ukhohle ukukhulu ukukumenshina lokho. That's correct.
Is it not possible that you were trying to protect the deputy president by not mentioning it?
Akusetshenziswa ukuthi mhlambe wawuzama ukuprotect our deputy president? No.
Well, let me take you through the various versions that you've given in relation to this card. If we take them chronologically, the first one is the handwritten statement. And I'll take you through all of the versions, and then I want to point out some contradictions that I'd like you to try to explain. The version in the handwritten statement is that in December 2024 or January 2025, Mr. Msibi's son asked you to go and fetch the jet ski from Mr. Matlala. You collected the jet ski from Mr. Matlala's farm. Later that week, Mr. Matlala asked you to look for a card and a driver's license in the dash of the jet ski. You couldn't take it to him because you were busy. You couldn't ask him to come collect it from the office because you weren't there. It implies that you had the card at the office. He wanted the card urgently because he was going to meet with the deputy president and then General Sabia. So you took pictures of the card and sent them to him. And that statement doesn't mention when the card was returned, but we do know that the pictures were sent on the 23rd of December. That was the first version.
Sergeant Kosi, you confirm everything that Mr. Shaskalsina just said.
I do confirm my...
Thank you.
The second version was in the statement that you gave to the Commission. In that statement, you didn't mention collecting the jet ski from Mr. Matlala's farm. You didn't mention a call from Mr. Matlala. You didn't mention Mr. Matlala saying he needs the card urgently because he's going to meet the Deputy President and then General Sabia. What you did say is at paragraph 5, you say you found the card on the 23rd of December in the boat of Mr. Msibi, and you notified Mr. Matlala that he left in the jet ski, not the boat. And you notified Mr. Matlala that he had left the jet ski, the bank card in the jet ski. That was all on the 23rd of December. You then mention that you have used the card previously to withdraw money on behalf of Mr. Matlala to pay for materials to refurbish his boat and the jet ski of Mr. Msibi that he was using, and also to buy the jet ski service kit. You can't recall the dates when you used the card to withdraw money, but that was way before 23 December. Now,
Do you confirm this to Sergeant Kosi, and this relates to the typed statement that you've submitted to the
I
court?
confirm, Commissioner.
Thank you.
and you also referred then to 2 WhatsApps from Mr. Matlala on the 5th and 21st of January, referring to plastic, which you said was a reference to the card. That was in paragraph 7 of your statement.
You confirm that as well.
Can you repeat that, Mr.?
In paragraph 7 of your statement, you referred to 2 WhatsApps sent by Mr. Matlala on the 5th and 21st of January, where he referred to the card as, quote, plastic, and he complained that the card had long been left at Mr. Msibi's place of abode. I can read the statement to you in your statement. I further aver that the plastic referred to on the WhatsApp's message dated 5 January 2025 and 21 January 25, he was requesting I return to him his card, averred above, as it was long left at Mr. Msibi's place of abode. You see that?
Yes, I see.
Now, there was no mention of these WhatsApps in your written statement. There was no mention in your written statement of your
But by written, you mean handwritten?
handwritten statement. There was no mention of the fact that you had made withdrawals on the card to fix the boat and the jet ski. And there was no mention in the written statement that the card had long been at Mr. Msibi's place of abode. The third version was your first version in oral evidence. It was that you found the card in the jet ski on your way back from Mr. Matlala's farm, and you dated that trip back from Mr. Matlala's farm with the jet ski at approximately September 2024. And then your fourth version was another version in oral evidence.
Should we not deal with these one by one and get responses here?
Well, let me take you to your...
Perhaps the third version. And let's get a response.
I say, can you explain the circumstances in which you found it, talking about the card? Was the jet ski at Hammanskraal when you found it? Was the jet ski somewhere else? You say, I found it on my way back. I say, on your way back? You say, to collect it, yes, on my way back to collect the jet ski. And I say, to collect the jet ski from where? And you say, from the farm where it was, at Mr. Matlala's place, Mr. Matlala's farm. So you found it on the way back from collecting it from Mr. Matlala's farm, and you have earlier in your evidence on the same day confirmed that you collected the jet ski in around September 2024. You recall all of that?
I recall.
But when I took you up on that issue in oral evidence, you immediately changed your version, and then you said, actually I found it at Hartbeespoort Dam. I found the card at Hartbeespoort Dam when I'd taken the jet ski to Hartbeespoort Dam. and that came later. I said, where were you when you found the card inside the jet ski? And you say, I was in the dam. Which dam? Hartbeespoort Dam. So there are a whole range of issues on which you've given fundamentally contradictory evidence in relation to this card.
I disagree.
Well, the first issue is, did you find the card in September, or did you find the card in December? You've said, on some occasions you've said it was when you were fetching the jet ski or shortly thereafter, which would have been September. On other occasions you've said it was on the day that you sent the pictures to Mr. Matlala, which we know to be the 23rd of December. And you have also said when you were in Hartbeespoort Dam, it would have been in December. So there are two different versions. One is September, one is December. Which one is it?
Firstly, I want to rectify the statement that you just made, that I said I found the card on my way back. One, I said I did not find it on my way back. I found it when I was in RTPS. On that one, I did not agree and said I found it when I was on my way back. As in now, I'm changing the statement that I've changed from finding it on my way back to finding it at RTPS. I did not admit to that.
Well, no, I'm not talking about admissions, but on two separate occasions, you've said that you found the card either on your way back from Mr. Matlala's farm in September or later that week. So the handwritten statement says it was later that week. It says, on my arrival, I was found by Mr. Matlala at the gate, then I took the card away, but later on that week he phoned me, telling me he's looking for the card. So the version in the handwritten statement is, it was within a week of fetching the jet ski from Mr. Matlala's farm, which we know was approximately September. That wasn't the only point at which you said that it was in September. Your first answer in oral evidence when I asked when you found the card was you found it on your way back from collecting the jet ski from Mr. Matlala's place, which we know was in approximately September. So on two separate occasions you've said September. On two other occasions you've corrected that, or tried to correct it and say December. That's the first contradiction. The second contradiction is how you found the card, whether you found it independently or whether you found it because you were called by Mr. Matlala. So in the handwritten statement, it was Mr. Matlala who alerts you to the existence of the card. And the handwritten statement not only says that, but then puts up a version which is only consistent with your being alerted to the existence of the card by Mr. Matlala. So if you look at page 1339, same paragraph that I have just mentioned from the handwritten statement, paragraph 20. On my arrival, I was found by Mr. Matlala at the gate, and then I took it away, in other words, the jet ski, but later on that week he phoned me, telling me he is looking for the card and bank card and driver's license that he kept in the dash of the jet ski. By the time he called me, I was busy, so I could not take it to him or let him come to the office, as I was not there. So it is very clearly in the handwritten statement, Mr. Matlala who's calling you and alerting you to the existence of the card for the first time. It's not you independently discovering the card and then calling Mr. Matlala. So that's the version in the handwritten statement. But in the typed statement, the version is different. It's that you found the card and you then called Mr. Matlala. That's the second big contradiction. The third big contradiction is where you found the card. In the handwritten statement and the written statement, you don't mention where you found the card. In oral evidence, you've given two different versions. The first version is on your way back. You found it yourself on your way back from Limpopo, where you fetched the jet ski. The second version was you found it when you opened the dash at Hartebeesport Dam looking for the key of the jet ski when you were going to use it for the first time after you had returned it. So those are two contradictory versions. It's a third contradiction in your story of the card.
Do you want him to comment?
Well, ultimately, I'm going to ask you to comment on all three contradictions. I've already asked you to comment on the failure to mention Mr. Matlala's linking of his urgency to recover the card with his visit to the Deputy President. So let's take those contradictions one by one. The first contradiction is when you found the card. Was it September or was it December?
December.
Why then did you twice give a version that could only be consistent with having found the card in September? That the card was found within a week of either on your way back from returning from Mr. Matlala's farm or later in that same week. Why do we get those two versions from you, one in your handwritten statement, one in your oral evidence?
As I've stated that it might have been a human error.
But it's an error that is repeated. It's not a once-off error. It's an error that's repeated. It first appears in the handwritten statement, and then it repeats itself in the oral evidence. Are you saying it's just an unfortunate error that was repeated twice?
That's correct.
The second contradiction is whether you were alerted to the card by Mr. Matlala or whether you found it independently yourself. In your handwritten statement, you say that Mr. Matlala called you and said, "I'm looking for my card and my driver's license that I keep in the dash." In your oral evidence, it's you who found the card without any intervention by Mr. Matlala. Which is correct?
On that part, I did not contradict myself. I said I phoned him first when I found the card, then from there he made the follow-ups.
So it's you found the card before Mr. Matlala had told you about its existence?
That's correct.
But then why then in the handwritten statement do you speak so clearly and repeatedly about Mr. Matlala calling you and asking you about the card that he left in the dash?
was a follow-up call from Mr. Matala. I have phoned him first to let him know that I found the cards.
But that's not what you say in your statement. You say that Mr. Matlala phoned me, telling me he is looking for the card and driver's license that he left in the dash of the jet skis. He wouldn't say he's looking for it if he knew that you'd already found it and had told him where it is.
As I've said, that it might have been a human error on my side.
So that's a second error in this handwritten statement. The third error, or the third contradiction, is where you found the card. You have given a version in the handwritten statement. Well, you gave a version in oral evidence that you found the card on your way back from Mr. Matlala's farm, and then you changed that evidence and you said, no, well, actually it was when I took the jet ski to Hartebeesport Dam for the first time after I had returned it to Mr. Msibi's house. Which one was correct?
I did not say it. You said it. I was rectifying you that I did not find it on my way back. I found it when I was in Hartebeesport. I'm not the one who said I found it. You are the one who said that.
No, Sergeant, it was you.
No, it was not me.
No, I've got a transcript of your evidence. I said, was the jet ski at Hammanskraal when you found it? Was the jet ski somewhere else? Your answer was, I found it on my way back. I say, sorry, on your way back? You say, to collect it. Yes, on my way back to collect the jet ski. I say, to collect the jet ski from where? And you say, from the farm where it was at Mr. Matlala's place. And then you say, and so I say, you found the card in the jet ski? Yes. Was this when you collected the jet ski to bring it back to Hammanskraal? That is correct. And then I say, but that would have been in September, not December. And at that point, you change your version and say, well, actually, it was at Hartebeesport Dam. You were the first one to mention that you found the card in the jet ski on your way back from Mr. Matlala's farm. I hadn't the faintest idea that that was the case.
That is not what I've said.
Well, the record will speak for itself in that regard. And if needs be, we can play back the recording to you. You were the first one to raise that you had found the jet ski on your way back from collecting, sorry, you had found the card on your way back from collecting the jet ski from Mr. Matlala's farm. Then in your handwritten statement, you don't mention anything about having previously been authorized by Mr. Matlala to use the card to draw cash to make repairs and the like. Why didn't you mention that in your handwritten statement?
I don't know why I have not mentioned that. But I remember going back to that statement that I've said that I might have mistakenly thought that I wrote it here, but it was all in my mind.
You see, I have my own theory about what that card was about. My theory is that that card was given to you by Mr. Matlala as a means of allowing you to draw cash from Mr. Matlala's accounts. In other words, essentially to pay a bribe either to you or to General Sabia, through you. and that the reason for all of these contradictions is that you're trying to work out a version that would plausibly explain your possession of the card in innocent terms. Or what's your answer to that?
My answer to that is false again. One, Mr. Matala had no reason to pay the so-called bribe to me via card. One, to elaborate on that, I did not have anything or means to make nor to push Mr. Matala to pay bribe on me. I was not investigating him. I did not do him anything or any favors. The only thing that I did, it was only these jet skis and the boats. Two, I don't know what kind of bribe will be enough for General Sibia to be out on a card, according to say it was a bribe from Mr. Matala to General Sibia via me. If it was a bribe, I don't think that maybe I would be so dumb to let a paper trail follow me if it was a bribe. Because of automatically, if it was going to be investigated, I was going to be caught that indeed it was a bribe for General Sibia. So I totally disagree with your statement.
Well, let's take your last explanation. If we assume that the impalas that Mr. Matlala delivered to General Sibia were a bribe, that was a bribe that was delivered through arrangements that were made through you. Is that not correct? If we assume that it was a bribe, just make that assumption.
I would not even comment on the bribe issue. No.
But the impalas that Mr. Matlala arranged to be delivered to General Sibia's home are impalas in respect of which the delivery arrangements were made through you. Mr. Matlala sent you messages, you forwarded them on to General Sibia, you had calls with General Sibia, you came back to Mr. Matlala, and that's how the delivery was done. No contact between Mr. Matlala and General Sibia, but contact between Mr. Matlala and you and General Sibia. You recall that?
I recall that.
Now, and we saw in relation to Tswani this modus operandi of people not wanting to be seen talking to each other or doing transactions with each other, with intermediating their communications through you. We saw that repeatedly with the CFO and General Dlamini. You recall that?
I distance myself from that statement you made that people don't want to be seen communicating with others, and then they communicate through me. No.
Well, I want to put it to you that that's what we saw in Tswani. You can dispute it, but I'm going to put it to you. Are you just disputing it?
Yes, I'm disputing it.
You see, it seems to me that this is another example of that modus operandi, that if Mr. Matlala and General Sibia don't want to be seen communicating with each other, and communicating with each other in relation to money that Mr. Matlala will pay to General Sibia, they would probably have made arrangements to structure their dealings with each other through you. What's your answer to that?
No, that is your version, not mine.
Well, let's see let's go to the bank transactions on that card. And if we go to page 1325, you'll see that between the 10th and the 12th of December on that card that you say was in the jet ski dash, there were cash withdrawals. It says ATM cash, starting at 10 December. 4,000 on 10 December, another 4,000 on 10 December, another 2,000 on 10 December, 4,700 on 11 December, 4,000, another 4,000 on 11 December, another 3,300 on 11 December, another 4,000 on 12 December, another 4,000 on 12 December, another 4,000 on 12 December. If you add all of those up, you get to 37,000 rands on the 10th, 11th, and 12th of December. Now, if your version that the card was in the jet ski that you collected from Mr. Matlala's farm in September is correct, we know that you had the card in your possession on 23 December when you took a picture of it. So that card was either sitting in the jet ski for 3 months before something strange happened and somebody managed to withdraw cash on it on 10, 11, 12 December, 37,000. Or, and I put it to you that this is much more likely, you had it in your possession not just on the 23rd of December, but over that entire period when you collected, since you collected the jet ski in September. And so that those withdrawals would have to have been done by you. What's your answer to that?
No.
So how do you explain these withdrawals on the card on 10, 11, 12 December? Who would have had access to that card on 10, 11, 12 December?
I would not know.
Well, you must know, because you had the card in your hand on the 23rd of December. Are you saying that you didn't have it? When are you saying it first came into your possession?
Okay. On that particular day that I had the card with me in December, it was not the first time coming across the card. But in December, the card was on the jet ski. And I also confirmed that even in my statement I stated that there are things that I used with that card, with the permission of Mr. Matlala, to buy the boat seats, boat cover, and a service kit for the jet ski and the boat.
But you're not answering the question, Sergeant Nkosi. On the 10th, 11th, and 12th of December 2024, there are ATM cash withdrawals reflected in the statement. Was it you who made those withdrawals?
I can remember, your commissioners. One, I've got no reason to lie about it. I had the card with me, and I used to use it maybe 3 or 4 times.
But you accept that it was not with Mr. Matlala, it was either in the jet ski or with you on the 10th, 11th, and 12th December 2024?
No, it was not me.
It was with Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
But how could it be in Mr. Matlala's possession on the 10th, 11th, and 12th December if your consistent version across all of your explanations is that the card was found in the dash of the jet ski? You'd collected the jet ski, returned it to Mr. Msibi's house in September. So if that's where the card was, how could Mr. Matlala have used the card to make withdrawals from 10 to 12 December?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes, I don't know.
You see, I don't think it, I put it to you that it is extremely improbable, if not impossible, for Mr. Matlala to have used a card that was in the dash of the jet ski when you collected it in September, and that he was still looking for in December. How on earth could he have used that card to make withdrawals from 10 to 12 December? What, I mean, how? Give me, give me a suggestion that suggests that this would be possible. How would it have happened?
But if you see there, according to me, on the 10th, the 12th, there was money withdrawn, there was money, there was orders made on the 13th, 14th December, mini statement withdraw from the card, and it was done through, it said VM Matlala. So I can't comment on that, what really happened with that card.
No, I mean, one does see FNB app transfers from VM. Now that I can understand. Mr. Matlala will have an app on his phone that will enable him to access money in the account to transfer or to make payments. But ATM cash withdrawals, you need the card.
Yes.
And those are the ones that I'm interested in. Those are the ones that happen at a time when I don't see how Mr. Matlala could have been in possession of the card.
Do you want to answer, Sergeant Ngozi?
I mean, do you see how he could have been in possession of the card?
I don't know. Sorry for the Commissioner, I did not understand.
You see, if we go back to the chats, it seems to me, sorry, Chair, I see we've run past 11. Maybe we can pick it up after tea time.
Let us adjourn and resume at 11:30. Let's adjourn.
Good morning once again. We are ready to resume the hearing. Please make sure that your cell phones are off or on silent, but preferably off, please. Thank you.
Before you start, Mr. Shaskalson, I think it's fitting for us to acknowledge students, the presence of whom has been brought to our attention. They are students from the Tshwane University of Technology who are doing a diploma in legal support. Welcome to you all. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shaskalson.
Thank you, Chair. Sergeant, what I want to put to you is that if we look at the chats in relation to the Luxo African Brands card in their context, it makes a lot of sense, I want to put to you. So let's go to that context. The request for the card is initiated by Mr. Madlanga. The request for the pictures of the card is initiated by Mr. Madlanga. And if we look at where it is, it's on page 74 of file 104. Do you have it?
Yes.
And you'll see that that chat is the first chat at 18:11 on the 23rd of December, Mr. Madlanga, in his first communication to you of the day, says, "Can you please send picture of the card back and front?" You see that?
Yes.
There's no previous communication either from him or from you on the 23rd of December, and this comes at 6 p.m., 6:11:03 p.m.
Yes.
So at 6:11:03 p.m., when he sends this message to you, you both know what card you're talking about.
That's correct.
So there has to have been an earlier occasion where, if this card was left in the jet ski, where you had explained that you'd found the card. It would have to have happened earlier. Certainly by 23 December, everyone knows what card you're talking about. There are then some further exchanges, and later down on the passage, on page 75, you send the pictures. Now, let's see what's happening immediately before Mr. Madlanga asks for the pictures of the card. And for that, we have to go back up to page 73. And the day before is the 22nd of December. And there you'll see on page 73 are your exchanges with Mr. Matlala in relation to the fact that he has mentioned General Sabia in his affidavits in the High Court proceedings. You remember we dealt with this at length back in February. So for the whole of the 22nd of December, Mr. Matlala is trying to make things better with General Sabia through you in relation to the fact that he has mentioned General Sabia in affidavits which are now public. And a journalist is asking about the relationship between Mr. Matlala and General Sabia. You recall that?
I recall that.
That takes the whole of the day of the 22nd of December. It culminates in that a WhatsApp at 7 minutes past 7 in the evening, chat number 3 on page 74. And we went through this at length previously, where Mr. Matlala sends you, for forwarding to General Sabia, a copy of his correspondence, of his WhatsApps to his lawyers, trying to get them to qualify what was said in the affidavit so that it won't implicate General Sabia in a relationship with him. And he sends that WhatsApp at 19:07:21 with a message saying, please show him, and you have shown that. You then forward the WhatsApp to General Sabia. We've been through all of this at length previously. His very next communication to you after that is, can you please send picture of the card back and front? And I want to put to you that what's happening here is that Mr. Matlala is feeling vulnerable in his relationship with General Sabia and yourself because he has caused difficulty for General Sabia by publicly disclosing part of that relationship. And in order to recover some power in that relationship, he has said to you, send pictures of that card back and front, because he is wanting leverage over you. He is wanting to have a picture of you holding his credit card so that he has some leverage over you. That I put to you is what is going on in these chats. What is your response to that?
I would not know what he was thinking at that time.
Well, that wasn't your version earlier in relation to why he wanted a picture of the card. Why did he want a picture of the card? Of you holding the card?
According to me, maybe he wanted to replace it or do something, but he wanted me to send that picture.
He doesn't need you to send him a picture of the card if he wants to replace it. He can go onto his FNB app that we know that he uses, and he can get full details of the card from his FNB app. Why would he want a picture of you holding the card and a picture that comes from your WhatsApp?
Honestly, I would not know what he was thinking at that particular time.
Mr. Shaskerson, is there anything about Sergeant Kosi having to hold the card?
No, he doesn't ask for Sergeant Nkosi to hold the card. But he wants the card WhatsApped from Sergeant Nkosi.
Oh. Also, the focus is,
Yeah.
the picture
it is-
coming from Sergeant Nkosi.
Look at a picture coming from Sergeant Nkosi of the card. You see, the only reason that I can think of him wanting a WhatsApp of the card coming from you, is for him to have some leverage over you. I can't think of any other reason why he would want a picture of the card. He can get the card details on his bank app if that's what he's interested in. Can you think of any reason why he would want the card on a WhatsApp from you, or a picture of the card on the WhatsApp from you?
I would not think of anything other than the one that I gave you.
There's one.
Sorry, can I just say, Sergeant, that what doesn't make sense to me is Mr. Matala is head of security of Mr. Msibi.
Yes.
The jet ski belongs to Mr. Msibi, and you say you took it back to Mr. Msibi's property. Why it is that Mr. Matala would want you, who is not employed at Mr. Msibi, to be the one that deals with this card that he left in the jet ski. If he did leave it in the jet ski, why he's not one going out there to get it himself? Maybe he's too busy. Why he's not asking somebody else who's where the jet ski is, and therefore where the card is, to go get it for him and deliver it to him. I don't understand why he would involve you in it. It doesn't make sense, that sequence of facts, that you're now doing the runaround and about this card, when in fact you are far removed from the jet ski, apart from having collected it and dropped it off. Do you want to explain this, which doesn't make sense?
I think, my Honorable Commissioner, it is the matter of, I was, at that particular time, I was the one suitable for it to be handled by me. Not that it was the matter of why do I have to handle it because if I'm not working for Mr. MC. It's because of maybe at that time I was...
Yeah, you see, this makes sense only if you had the card on you. If you took the card and kept it on you, however you got it. If it was on you, then I understand why Mr. Matlala would be talking to you and saying, send me a picture of the card, and sending that message, I need my card urgently. I would understand why he's speaking to you over time about this card. But if it was not on your person, then it does not make sense that he's engaging with you about returning the card to him. You understand the difficulty?
I understand you, Commissioner.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cheslerson.
There's one last aspect about these chats in relation to the... sorry, are you wanting to
Do you want to
answer?
respond? I'm sorry.
Yes, I understand what the Commissioner is saying, but I don't agree with it. I just wanted to say that.
Well, I haven't put a proposition to you
Yes.
about what I think happened. All I'm saying is it doesn't make sense, and I don't understand it, that if you did not, because Mr. Cheslerson is suggesting to you that you had the card on you and you were using it in the way that he has described, and you disagree with that. And I'm saying if you didn't have the card on you, on your person, then and you're not using it in the way that Mr. Cheslerson is explaining, then it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't understand that Mr. Matlala would want the card from you, and have you be the one that picks it up and go and deliver it to him and is engaging you about it. It doesn't make sense. That's all. Yeah, I wasn't putting any proposition to you. No, not today, not yet.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Can I just follow up? Because, Sergeant Nkosi, you see, that's the problem with your many contradictory versions. What Commissioner Baloyi is saying is that you must have had the card with you on this day. And that's the only way it can make sense that Mr. Matlala asked you to take photos of the card. And that is correct, because in your statement you say, before this day, you bought a service kit for the same jet ski using that card, which means if we take what your written statement to the commission says, the card was already with you, because the only way you could have bought a service kit with this card, to quote your statement, this was done before 23 December 2024. I cannot recall the dates on which the transactions were made. It means you already had the card in your possession and you were already using it when these texts were sent to you. So I don't understand why you're disagreeing with that, or you have difficulty with it, because it must be correct. How else would you have done the transactions to buy the service kit if you didn't have the card with you?
Maybe these dates are. But there is no way that I could have bought the service kit without that card.
So you must have had it with you.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's Commissioner Baloyi's point. Okay.
Well, Sergeant, in fairness to you, I should draw your attention to the chat at 5 January 2025. If you go down to page 75, chat number 6, on the 5th of January, Mr. Matlala wants his card, and he says, I need that plastic, how will I get it? Your response is, my man, I can drop it tomorrow, same place as last. So that does suggest that you have been using the card before, and you have dropped the card back at Mr. Matlala previously.
That's correct.
Now, what place did you use for the drops of this card?
At his office. Okay, maybe I did not hear well. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, what place did you use to return the card to Mr. Matlala when you were using it?
Oh, at his office. Did you say what place did I use?
What place? You say same place as last.
Yes,
And so you're saying that's the office.
yes.
And is there any reason why you didn't say, can drop it tomorrow at the office, as opposed to same place as last?
Maybe it's how I write my statements, you know. It depends on...
Did you use the card on a previous occasion and drop it off at Mr. Matlala's office on the occasion other than the 5th of January 2025? So was there a prior occasion when you had the card with you and you returned it to the office before the events we are talking about here?
Can you repeat that? I just want to...
All right, we are on the 5th of January 2025.
That's correct.
Was this the first time you returned the card to Mr. Matlala's office, or was there another occasion previously when that happened?
No, I think it was only two. Remember, I once used it to buy a battery and a service kit for the jet ski, other than the upholstery. So it was just the battery.
And then on that occasion, you returned the card to Mr. Matlala?
Yes, that's why I'm saying I said I will return it to the place as last.
Okay, thanks.
But as you point out in the statement, that was done way before the 23rd of December, the jet ski purchase, the jet ski service kit purchase. So if you go to page 1 in your statement file, you say, I also bought the jet ski service kit through it on his request. That was done way before the 23rd of December 2024. I can't recall the dates.
Which paragraph is that?
Paragraph 5, the end of paragraph 5.
On my statement.
That's correct.
The statement that I've sent to, okay.
It's up there, General. Sorry, Sergeant, it's up there if you don't have the correct page.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
But that was way before 23 December 2024. So we can assume it was before those cash withdrawals on 10 to 12 December 2024, can we not? Sergeant, I'm going to move to a different topic now. And this is
Maybe before you do that, Mr. Chaskalson, in the theme of appearances, that Sergeant, you've had this card for use and not found in the cubby hole and kept there. If you look at page. If you look at page 77, the one that you were looking at with Mr. Chaskalson, and maybe just to complete this discussion, at page 77, you have chat number 7. Mr. Madlanga says, I'm still waiting for that plastic, and that's on the 21st of January. You see where I'm reading? Page 77, the very last chat, number 7.
Yes, I see it.
He says, I'm still waiting for that plastic. I can send someone to you if you can't come to my office. That's what he offers. And then you answer the same day. You said, I'll come tomorrow, which is the 22nd. I'll come tomorrow. Sorry for the inconvenience. That's on page 78. Now, that chat is again on the 21st of January in 2025. Now, if you go to that file 3, that has the bank statement, and you go to page 1328, I'm happy to start there. At page 1238, you have various expenses there that indicate someone had the card. So you see halfway, not halfway, 3/4 through, or a quarter through to that statement, on the 10th of January, there's a purchase at Sasol, mid-ridge, for quite a substantial amount. And then you go on the 11th, there's a purchase at Habanero, Menlin, and then you've got another purchase on the 13th at Tasha's, and so on and so on. So that's the 13th, and that page, as you would see, ends on the 21st of January, the list of items. But the point I'm making is you have these purchases on the card, on the 10th, the 11th, and the 13th, which suggests that, and then you've got again on the 16th at Sasol, twice at Sasol, and quite a significant amount of money, which suggests that, and then you've got another one at Koi on the 20th, which suggests that whoever was in possession of the card in that period was using it to pay. You see what I'm pointing? Yes, and so it's consistent with the proposal or the suggestion from Mr. Chaskalson that you had the card for use. He suggested to you what it was used for, but we see from this that in the time that the card was still in your possession, you were in fact using it. You accept that's what the statement indicates or suggests?
I accept what I see on the statement,
Yes.
but I don't accept that I'm the one who was using it.
Okay. But you had the card, the card was still under your control. That's why Mr. Matlala is asking for it from you. On the 21st, he says, I'm still waiting, and then you say, I'll bring it tomorrow, which means it's under your control at that point. It can only be so.
As you see there, Commissioners, the card they used to transfer money, send money, cash, and so forth. That was not me. And
Yes.
in some of the places, I don't even know these places.
Yes.
It was not me.
I'm deliberately not pointing out to the transfers because they can be done on the app. There's
Yes.
the Uber, there's also the Uber payments. I'm
Yes.
not talking about those because those are done on uploaded apps, right? So
That's
I'm
correct.
speaking about where there are payments on a card. The card has had to be there for one to make transactions. I mean, KOI, you can't pay KOI from a picture of a card that you sent to him on WhatsApp. You have to have a physical card on you.
I disagree.
I wasn't there. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. It
Yes.
looks like you had the card on you and you were making the payments.
No, it was not me. But, Commissioner, you know, almost in the phones we download cards. Like the possibilities he might have tapped. Not actually, there are possibilities. He used the same card to tap in.
So he didn't need it really. When he says to you, I need the card and you apologize for the inconvenience. On this explanation, he really didn't need it.
It was not in my position, so
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sergeant. Thank you, Mr.
Can I
Chairperson.
abuse this moment so that we don't come back to it since we are on the same file? If you go to page 71 of file 104, the one with the chats. Are you there, Sergeant?
that's correct.
So starting from chat 7, you will see that Mr. Matlala says to you, they're at my house with guys from the special task force beating my wife and kids. Do you see that?
That's correct.
And then he gives you the address in chat 8. Do you
Yes.
see that?
That's correct.
So you knew Mr. Matlala's address. When you said earlier you're not sure, you knew Mr. Matlala's address. But go to my attention. You want to answer that?
No, I did not know it.
You didn't know it. He gave you.
Okay, I said I did not know the address of the estates.
Okay.
Yes, I only knew the one of Waterkloof because of he once sent me a pin location.
But the address you know because he had sent it to you on WhatsApp. At least by the 19th of December 2024. You knew it.
Okay, I don't want to sound listening. I'm avoiding that question. The reason I answered that, I don't know the address of the estate,
But this one you know.
No. I know that one of a standalone where he sent me the location.
That's not really where I'm
Okay, no,
I
it's
was
fine.
just
I was
in
just,
passing,
I know.
pointing that out. So the conversation is that the special task force is at his house. They are doing whatever they are doing. And then the chat I wanted to draw your attention to is on page 72, chat 1, where Mr. Matlala says to you, tell our main guy. Do you see that?
Yes, I see it.
Who is our main guy? You and Mr. Matlala's main guy.
Maybe I assume maybe he was referring to General CB.
You have to stop assuming. You must have known when he said to you, tell our main guy who he's referring to, because if you were not sure, you would have said, I don't want to make assumptions. Tell me who you're talking about. The fact that you didn't do that suggests to me that you knew very clearly who who he was referring to. I don't want to do what Chair did on Friday. I want you to answer directly because it's a fairly straightforward question. When Mr. Matlala says to you, tell our main guy, who is
Yes.
he referring to?
Yeah, you might, I don't want to use my then assume.
No,
because
I
of-
don't, that's exactly what I
yes.
don't want you to do. I don't want
Yes.
you to guess. I don't want you to say maybe. Because if you were not sure, you would have said to Mr. Matlala, who are you talking about? But
Okay.
here you don't do that, which means you must have known
Yeah,
who he was
because of
referring to.
myself and Mr. Matala usually talk about, or with General Sibia, I assume it was General Sibia.
Yes. And why does he refer to him as your main guy, you and him? So he's you and Mr. Matlala's main guy. Why did Mr. Matlala refer to General Sibia as your main guy?
That's why I wanted to bring that to your attention, but I did not want to interject you. He might have made a mistake to include me in our, because of it is his guy, not mine.
What do you mean it is his guy? How is
No,
General
no,
Sibia
I'm-
Mr. Matlala's guy?
Yes, I'm saying that maybe I did not want to interject you on that, but maybe made a mistake on the typing error. Our guy is in, no.
I understood that part. You said he made a mistake by including you because General Sibia was his guy. So I'm asking you now, how is General Sibia Mr. Matlala's guy? Mr. Matlala's main guy? Accepting that he made a mistake by including you, I'm now asking you, how is General Sibia Mr. Matlala's main guy?
Okay, maybe not shying away from the question or avoiding the question. Let me just take him as well because he's also he's my boss, General Sibia. He's my guy and his guy. That means 50-50. It's our guy. Let me just for an argument.
So it's no longer a mistake. You now
No.
accept that he's your guy.
You know
guy.
why,
Main
Commissioner?
guy.
Is not my guy. Not that is
Main,
my guy.
not just guy, main guy.
I don't want. I don't want to say something that will at the end of the day I will contradict myself. But I don't know what Mr. Matala meant when he say our guy. I'm just talking now. I'm raising this to you because of we are talking.
So
not that.
you don't know now sitting here, but at the time you knew exactly what he meant when he said, tell our main guy that the police are at my house and they are beating my wife and kids.
But obviously he was referring to General Sibia, Commissioner.
But why are you avoiding the issue? Why does he refer to General Sibia as the main guy?
Maybe the word our, it sounds a bit.
No, forget about I'm saying main guy, the main guy. Why does he refer to General Sibia as the main guy?
Maybe because of his rank.
No, but he's not the main guy at SAPS. We know General Masemula is the main guy. So his rank does not justify being called the main guy. We know that General Masemula was the main guy in terms of the rank. Why specifically General Sibia? Why does Matlala say General Sibia is the main guy? Forget our, his, or yours, just the main guy.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Why does General Sibia why does Mr. Matlala want you to tell Mr. Sibia, General Sibia, that the police are at his house?
I took it because when we're now briefed by General Sibia, it was when you can't get off hold of me, Nkosi will pass the message whenever he sees me. So it was on those bases.
I understand that part. But why does he want you to tell General Sibia? Why not Brigadier Ramangwa? Why not General Shibiri? Why does he want you to tell General Sibia that the police are at his house?
I would not know. at
Isn't
time
that
what was-
exactly what you did on the 6th of December 2024 when they were also at his house? That you immediately called General Sibia to tell him that the police are at Mr. Matlala's house?
No, 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 no.
Did you not call General Sibia after you put the phone down? You said in your evidence, Matlala told me to put the phone down because the police are outside his house or they are already inside, and then you immediately called General Sibia to tell him.
I phoned, I never said I immediately, I said I informed Brigadier Ramango and Colonel Mashavela.
Yes.
Then I also informed General CB.
Yes, you did
Yes.
inform General Sibia.
Yes.
So why do you act like you didn't do that?
Yes, I did, and I said it, Commissioner, that I phoned General CB.
So this was a consistent pattern on the 19th of December when Matlala says, tell our main guy. That's a consistent pattern that when the police are at his house, you tell General CB about it.
I did not take it that way. That is, it is a consistency because of on that first occasion, it was an operation or it was an investigation. So on this one, they are not the same according
And
to
what were you telling General Sibia to do? What was the purpose of telling General Sibia about this operation?
It was just to inform him of what Mr. Matala has told me.
So that he can do what?
To be honest with you, Commissioner, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chaskoso.
Sergeant, I'm going to move to a different topic. It's the topic of the cash that was found in your safe during the raid on 8 October. And
Sorry, Chair, I'm a bit pressed. Can I?
Mr. Jen.
Make sure that your cell phones are off, please. Thank you.
This was the shortest, only 36 minutes before you asked to go again.
No, I wanted to be quick so that we must finish there.
But no, we'll never say no. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sergeant, on the 8th of October, when there was a search of your house, the police officers found 385,000 rands, 175 rands in cash in a safe in your house. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you explained to them that 5,175 was yours and the 380,000 was your brother's. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the 385,000 was the purchase price that had been paid, well, was most of the purchase price that had been paid to your brother for the sale of a truck. 380,000 in cash was paid to your brother. There was an extra 20,000 outstanding. That's correct.
That's correct.
Now, you deal with that explanation in your statement, and you attach a range of annexures. So on page 4, you refer to these annexures of the statement. So you say, proof of purchase truck averred is attached as annexure B. Photos of the truck sold are attached as annexure D. Affidavit of the purchaser confirming the same is attached as annexure E. Sale agreement between seller and purchaser is attached as annexure F. So if we go to annexure B, it is an affidavit from your brother, who your brother Becky, whose full names are Abednego Bongani.
That's correct.
And he indicates that he's the owner of Ngape Share Construction and Projects, and he runs that business. And he sold his truck, and he gives the registration number. He says, I previously sold my truck to Whitman with registration, and he gives the registration number to Mr. Ngwato on behalf of the above-mentioned entity to Whitman Ngapeshia for an amount of 380,000, as it was 6 years old in my possession with intent to deposit a new truck to run the company in personal errands. He says that the previous registration number of the truck was DWJ 906MP. So his affidavit says that he sold the truck for a price of 380,000. Then we see a document that appears on page 15 of the statements bundle.
Page 15.
That's it. and it is called the sale agreement between Abednego Nkosi and Hartling Wato. And it says, I, Abednego Bongani Nkosi, selling my truck, make man TGA 26.480 with registration number, with the amount of 400,000 to Mr. Hartling Wato with the ID. He only paid the sum of 380,000 and promises to pay the balance of 20,000 in no time. Now, that document called the sale agreement is signed by your brother on the 7th of October 2025 and by the purchaser, Mr. Ngwato, on the 19th of December. So that document, certainly not in the form in which it is currently attached to your affidavit, that document couldn't have existed when your affidavit was commissioned, because that affidavit was commissioned on the 16th of December. You see, if you go back to page 4. So on the 16th of December, there couldn't have been a sale agreement that was signed on the 19th of December. Was there any sale agreement in existence on the 16th of December?
No, there was not.
So there was no sale agreement in existence on the 16th of December.
Okay, maybe I did not understood your question clearly.
The sale agreement that you've attached as Annexure F is if you go down to page 15 of that bundle, you'll see it's a document that's signed by the buyer.
Yes.
On the 19th of December. Now, when you sent your affidavit, it didn't have the annexures. The affidavit was signed on the 16th of December. And you'll see on page 4 that the affidavit was signed on the 16th of December. So that document that we see at page 15 couldn't have existed when your affidavit was signed. It only came into existence 3 days later when it was signed on the 19th.
Interpreter?
Sorry?
No, I want the interpreter to interpret.
So, okay, let me start again. If we go to page 15, we see that the buyer's signature is dated 19 December.
Utoku page 50, umuntu wayethenga i-truck leyo, i-date yakhona ibhalwe ngeyi-19 zaka-December.
I-date asayine ngayo.
Isayinwe ngeyi-19 zaka-December.
Njalo.
But if we go back up to your affidavit, we see that your affidavit is dated 16 December. That's on page 4.
Mr. Siritsana?
Kutwa i-date uma kubhekwa i-date kuleso statements akho noma i-affidavit oyifakile, i-date yakhona ukuthi dated i-16 zaka December.
Ngiyayibona?
I see it.
Now, if you look at paragraph 17 of your affidavit, you'll see that the sale agreement that we've just looked at is supposed to be Annexure F to your affidavit that you signed on the 16th of December.
Ubheka kule affidavit yakho ku paragraph 17 ye-affidavit ukuthi i-sale agreement leyo fakile ku annexure F.
Akusingalendlela Mr. Charles achaza ngakhona.
The last statement.
So if we look at paragraph 17 of your affidavit, which was signed on the 16th of December,
Ku paragraph 17 ye-affidavit uyisayine nge-16 zaka December uma ubheka kuyo.
it says, the sale agreement between the seller and purchaser is attached as per Annexure F.
Kuthiwa isivumelwano sokuthengiselana phakathi komthengisi nomthengi ibhalwe i-date yakhona i-agreement izwe 19 zaka December. 17.
No,
Sorry.
please repeat the question.
It says, the sale agreement between seller and purchaser is attached as per Annexure F.
Mr. Skalson, I think the problem is there are 5 items there, or 6 items. So Sergeant Ngosi is struggling to find the item you are referring to. It's the second last item in paragraph 17. So that's what you are being referred to.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
You see it now?
now I see it.
Yeah.
Now, when we received the affidavit, it didn't have annexures. Should we interpret that, or are you happy to proceed without?
I have it.
You,
I heard you, yes.
you heard me.
Yes.
The annexures came later, after 19 December.
Your response, Sergeant Gosi?
Okay.
Do you agree? You agree that the annexures came later? The annexures referred to in paragraph 17. Do you agree that they came later? That is later than the affidavit itself?
Yes, I agree, because if I remember getting the letter with that effect, that they are outstanding. But I would not remember exact the dates when I send them back again.
Now, the Annexure F that was ultimately sent to us, the Annexure F that we see on page 17, sorry, page 15, page 15,
1-5, yes.
1-5. That annexure couldn't have existed when you signed your affidavit on the 16th of December because it was only finalized on the 19th of December. You see that?
Interpreter?
So i-annexure leyo ifakile noma i-affidavit leyo khulunywa ngayo ku-annexure F. Bongeke ukuthi ke ikhona futhi uyifake emuva hayi ngale date leyo noma uyibhalwe ngaleyo date leyo ukhuluma ngayo 16 zaka December.
Mr. Chaskalson, are you referring to the physical document or are you referring to a valid and binding sale agreement?
No, the physical document. Not,
physical
no, there may have been another sale agreement. I'm going to get to that later.
Ukhuluma ngesivumelwano sokuthengiselana.
beyikhona
Angikuzwa?
beyikhona
Bukhona. Since I was there,
It was there.
it was there.
But
This is
it's dated 19 December. So the signature of Mr. Ngwato is dated 19 December.
Which
So
is-
are you saying that that signature dated 19 December was there on 16 December?
Kuthiwa Nomzana uNgwato isignature yakhe ikhuluma ukuthi dated nge-19 zaka December. Manje wena kule statement saka 16 uchaza ukuthi ke leso le affidavit yakhona beyikhona ngaleyo date 16.
cha i-19 akunakuthi zingeza before i-15
Angizwa?
i-19 akunakuthi zingeza before i-16
There's no way that the 19th could come before the 16th.
That's what I thought too. So this document that we see, the document at Annexure F, it didn't exist when your affidavit was signed.
Le document okukhulunywa ngayo kwi-Annexure F beyingekho ngaleso sikhathi wena wenza i-statement i-affidavit yakho nge-16 zaka December.
beyikhona kodwa beyingasayinwanga
It was there, but it was not signed.
I see. So it was there, but not unsigned. Had you seen it?
Ukuthi beyikhona kodwa beyingasayinwanga uye wayibona na?
mangifake imininingwane yonke bekade ifuneka bengifake konke
When I submitted all the documents that were required, I included everything.
So had you seen an unsigned version of that affidavit, of that sale agreement?
Ngabe wena i-sale agreement leyo engasayinwanga uye wayibona na?
kunjalo
That's correct?
If we go to page 7, we see your brother's affidavit. You see it?
kunjalo
I see it.
He says that he sold his truck for an amount of 380,000. You see that?
Uthi wadayisa i-truck yakhe for imali engango 380,000 rand. Uyayibona lapho?
kunjalo
That's correct.
He says nothing about 400,000.
Akukho la khuluma khona ngo 400,000 rand.
kunjalo
That's correct.
And his affidavit is commissioned on the 19th of December, we see on page 8, also by Mr. Ngwato. You see that?
kunjalo
That's correct.
Now, according to you, both your brother and Mr. Ngwato knew that the real purchase price was 400,000.
Uthi okubuya ngawe ukudayiselana kwale truck phakathi kobhuti wakho kanye no Mr. Ngwato kuya ngawe i-400 bayathengiselana ngo 400,000 rand.
kunjalo
That's correct.
So why does your brother's affidavit speak of a purchase price of 380,000?
Manje kungani i-affidavit kabhuti wakho ikhuluma ngokuthi bayathengiselana ngo 380,000 rand?
kukhona nalapho ethi ubaba ubabungwato ubhadale i-380 outstanding ye-20,000 khona kula.
There is where he stated that Mr. Nwato paid the amount of 380 and there is a balance of about 20,000 rand.
But that's not what he says in his affidavit. If you go to page 7,
Kodwa akusiyo lokho akushoyo ku affidavit yakhe napana ku page 7.
you'll see paragraph 4
Bheka ku paragraph 4
is where he deals with the price.
kula khulunywa khona ngeprice.
I aver further that I previously sold my truck to Whitman with registration number KN33RNGP to Mr. Hartley Nwato on behalf of above-mentioned entity to Wit Ngape Share Construction for an amount of 380,000 rands, as it was 6 years old in my possession with intent to deposit a new truck to run the company in personal errands. I further state that the previous registration was DWJ. You see that? There's no mention of 400,000.
Uthi uyabona kuleso state affidavit leyo akukho khona la khuluma khona ngo 400,000.
Ngokwazi kwami nangesivumelwano sakhe i-truck behamba ngo-400,000 yingako mawuvula lapha ku-annexure E page 13 uzothola lapho uMr. Nwato echaza khona kangcono noma kalula ukuthi i-price noma inani le-trucker kwaku-400 outstanding kwaku-20,000.
According to me and my knowledge, and also what I know, I heard, now if you take on Annexure E, page 13, there is where Mr. Nwato explains clearly about the purchase price of about 400,000.
Yes, I see that in Mr. Nwato's affidavit, but it's not in your brother's affidavit. He just says the price was 380,000.
Uyakubona lokho ku affidavit ka Mr. Nwato kodwa ku affidavit ka bhuti wakho akukho la kukhulunywa khona ngaleyo mali 400,000.
Ngingeke ngijule kakhulu kuloko okubhalwe umfowethu kodwa ngiyaqabanga ukuthi ngesikhathi ebhala ubekade ebhala into ebekade iphethe kuyena ewu-380.
I won't go deeper into what my brother have said, but I believe that when he was writing, that he was talking about what he had in his hand. When he mentioned the price of 380.
Well, we may have to ask your brother about this, but it's not what he says in paragraph 4. He says he sold his truck for an amount of 380,000.
Uthi akusiyiloko akushoyo umfowenu ukhuluma ukuthi uthengise i-truck ngemali engango 380,000 rand.
Now, if the agreement of sale that we see on page 15 existed at the time that your brother had deposed to his affidavit, do you think it's likely that he as the seller would have said the purchase price is 380, not 400,000?
Uma kubheka lapha ku page 15 kuleyo affidavit, uma kwenza leso sivumelane sokuthengiselana, ngabe obhuti wakho wayengeke aze akhulume ngaleyo amount ye 380,000 ukuthi bathengiselana ngayo?
Ngicela uphinde futhi leyo mbuzo ngifuna ukuzwa ukuthi ngothola nje kahle.
Mr. Nkosi requests that the question be repeated. Mr. Charlson?
If the agreement of sale providing for a 400,000 purchase price existed at the time that your brother deposed to his affidavit, do you think it is likely that he, the seller who was entitled to the price, would he have mentioned the price as 380,000, not 400,000?
Kuthiwa ngalesikhathi ubhuti wakho asayina i-affidavit yakhe yokuthengiselana, ucabanga ukuthi-ke bekungeke yena ubhalwe i-amount leyo 400,000 rand ukuthi bathengiselane ngayo?
God, you can, you wanted to say something, Chair, or maybe.
Please respond. You are already beginning to.
Oh, maybe I wanted to make it one package, but let me separate them.
Wayengabhala u-380,000 uma babevumelene ngo-400,000.
Mawubheka lapha ku-annexure F, ithi isivumelano sokuthengiselana uyichazile ukuthi uthengisa nge-400,000 and then kubhadalwa u-380 kuzosala u-20,000.
Umnumzana Shaskalson ukubuza ngalokhu okubhalwe ku-paragraph 4 we-affidavit kamfowenu.
Yebo mphathi.
Ya manje ufuna ukuqonda ukuthi wayengabhala kanje umfowenu uma babevumelene ngo-400,000.
Sengumphendulile kulokho ngithi maybe kungabe umfowethu ubhale lokhu ebekade kuphethe leso sikhathi esandleni, kodwa kuyabuya futhi ku F uyachaza kalula ukuba itracker ithengiswe ngo-400,000 kodwa kwakhokhwa u-380.
On what he said or he mentioned was that the truck was sold at, or the agreement was about 308, and he didn't mention the 400,000, and there is an indication on F where it is dated, indicated that the truck was sold at 380, and the balance of 20,000 rand was outstanding.
I see that in F, but it's not in your brother's affidavit.
Kuyabonakala laphana ku-annexure F, kodwa ke ku-affidavit kabhuti wakho ayikho.
If we go to F, which is put forward as the agreement of sale, it's a sale agreement between your brother and Mr. Ngwato, who is an attorney. Is that not right?
Uthi uma babheka lapho ku sivumelwano sokuthengiselana siphakathi komfowenu kanye no Mr. Ngwatu okumele.
Kunjalo.
That's correct.
Does this look to you like an agreement of sale that one would ordinarily see where one of the parties is an attorney?
Kutho kuwe kuyabonakala na kuyabonakala ukuthi ke isivumelano lesi singaba khona phakathi komuntu othengisayo nalo okumele. Ukuthi be khona isivumelwano phakathi komuntu kanye nomeli sokuthengiselana i-truck.
I'm not sure that that's accurate. Can you please repeat the question?
You see, well, let me ask it differently. Attorneys are used to drafting agreements of sale, are they not?
Ukuthi abameli bayebona bazidraftele ama-agreement. Bajwayele ukudraftela ama-agreement.
Ama-agreement wokuthengiselana.
Ukuthengiselana.
Kunjalo?
That's correct.
And what provisions one needs to put into an agreement of sale to protect their clients?
Kuyini okufanele kufakwe lapho ku-agreement yokuthengiselana?
Bajwayele nokufaka imininingwane ekufanele ukuthi ifakwe ukuprotecta ngesizulu ukuthini.
Ukuvikela.